Hi, guys, and welcome to Unscripted with
Aditi,
and Hailey, where we take you behind the scenes of our acting journeys.
and today we're going to be asking each other some deep questions, being actors. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. I have prepared questions, so if I'm looking down, I'm looking at the questions on my phone.
Me too.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of people that are not in the acting industry think that you just act all the time. So I want to know, have you ever faked or acted in real life, either to like get out of something or like to make someone feel guilty about something?
Okay, I'm going to be honest because my friends ask me that too, like, because I'm not a good liar. They're like, if you're an actor, why aren't you a good liar?
Liar.
And then to me, acting is not about lying. Acting is like it couldn't be more further than lying. It's about telling the truth and being honest and true to your character. Like people say acting is like playing pretend, and in a way it kind of is, but like to me it's like just being as open and honest to your character.
My answer is a little bit different than hers. There was this one time where me and my friend were going on a walk, and we had a substitute, and we took this walk. We didn't mean to, but we took this walk for like 15 minutes, and then we get back, and the sub is standing outside. He looking down the hallways for us, and I go, "Oh no," because I was like, "We're about to be written on a list. We're about to get in trouble." Immediately, I start crying and I go, "I'm so sorry we took so long in the hallway. Like, there's just something personal going on." But that's the only time I've used acting to like I would never use it on like my friends or anything.
No, that's valid though.
But I was gonna use it so that I didn't get written up. Sorry to the sub. There was nothing personal happening.
um what is something you sacrificed for your career?
Something that I've sacrificed for my career is sports. I used to be very athletic, but just the sports at my school are just way too high of caliber to do both and have a job and take AP classes. So I had to sacrifice sports. So acting is my sport.
For me, I think since acting is like my favorite thing ever, I feel like there are a lot of things that I can sacrifice for it because I just love it so much. But I think being a teenager and being an actor at the same time means, you kind of have to sacrifice like the time. That means like sacrificing like plans with your friends, or studying, or even like traveling, because you don't know when you're going to film or when you're going to do an audition. So I think it's just the main like sacrifice is time. But yeah, I think the thing that I've most sacrificed is time. But i don't I don't
Mind
care.
it.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Absolutely. Um, okay, what is your definition of making it in the industry? And then do you fear not making it?
I feel like my definition of making it is being able to work with certain people, certain inspirations of mine, and people that I admire, and also just playing like certain characters and roles in certain types of movies that I absolutely love and enjoy. So I think it's just being able to
Like
become,
work consistently.
yeah, work consistently and become part of an environment that I'm just like, that I love and I'm happy to be in. So I guess that's kind of like my version of making it.
And then do you ever fear that you won't make it? Or do you feel like you already have made it?
I don't fear that because I know that one day we're both going to hear our yeses and we're going to be on set. And I guess being on set and consistently working is making it for, I think, me and probably you too. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, making it is just working consistently and working on projects that I love and not just for like money or fame or anything, because I feel like that to me is not important at all. I think for me, yeah, just making it is, working consistently and working on projects that I love. Like money and fame isn't important to me, but to me, it's telling stories that I genuinely love and genuinely feel connected to. And I definitely fear not making it, especially like with college coming up. But at the same time, like you said, it's just that like we know it'll work. So I feel like everything's going to work out. And it's just a matter of
Yeah,
when the yes is going to come into play, which is
I
hopefully.
agree. Yeah, I agree. I feel like since we're in it for the right reasons because we love storytelling and creating and bringing characters to life. So kind of for us, it's just being consistently working and being on set. So my next question is, have you ever considered a backup? If so, what is it and what was it harsh to feel like you need a backup plan?
Yeah, so I have a backup plan. I don't want to do my backup plan. If acting doesn't work out, I would really love to become a doctor. And I wouldn't be mad about it, but it's just for me, film is something that I genuinely feel like I would wake up and enjoy every day. Whereas being a doctor, I feel like I'd be so miserable having to go through all that schooling because I don't love school whatsoever. I've always hated school. I'm a creative person. So, yeah, I think it's a harsh reality, but also it makes me grateful and it makes me show gratitude toward the career that I've gotten to have so far.
Yeah, 1000%. I'm so grateful for where I am right now in my career. Having the community that I have, the team that I have, and, being able to be on such a huge TV show. I'm so, so grateful for that. And if, younger me saw myself right now, I think she would be very proud. But for me, I think I've never really ever wanted to consider a backup plan. I think in the beginning, like starting out, um, obviously, like I didn't know if this was something that I wanted to do for sure, for sure. So I think I wanted to do probably something like business related. I feel like I want to be creative. Whatever I do, I want to have the opportunity to um, speak my mind and be creative. So I think I was thinking to, go in um, that route. But for now, I'm going to be working on being the best actress that I can.
And then you kind of touched earlier, I heard you say that you feel like your younger self would be proud. So, I would just like to know if your younger self was listening to you right now on this podcast, what would your younger self be feeling?
I feel like she would be so happy because I feel like I've always, since I was little, I feel like I've always kind of dreamt big for myself, and I think that's the same for everyone, that they always kind of dream this kind of like reality for themselves, and just to see it come true and to see that my imagination was not like died down and my creativity continues to
Gloria.
persist and
Yeah.
flourish, so I think that she would be very proud to see where I am and the people that I have in my life, in both like acting wise and just me being Aditi. Yeah, I think she would be very, very happy, very, very proud.
Yes. I mean, same for me. Since birth, I've known what Hollywood was. I think I knew what Hollywood was before I knew what multiplication was. And so I think my younger self would just be so proud of me for continuing. And even though there have been times in my career where I've doubted myself and I've felt, you know, like I'm not doing enough, I I would think my younger self would be very proud of myself for persisting and still being here and still showing up every day and still taking those small steps to get to that big place.
What is the first movie or show that inspired you to create your own work?
Okay, so I know this is a very basic one, but I think a lot of the times I just want to kind of touch on this really fast because I feel like this kind of has to do with what I'm saying. I think it's also important to recognize the amazing films that are popular because they're popular for a reason. Um, and that is one hill I will die on. Something is popular for a reason. Don't make fun of people for liking something that's popular because it's popular and loved by many for a reason. So the movie that inspired me to create my own work was Kill Bill Volume 1. And I just remember the first time watching that movie, whenever I watched it, I genuinely fell in love with the way that it looked, the way that it was shot, everything about it. The script was amazing, the cinematography was beautiful, the coloring of the movie, everything was just it was perfect. The way that the things were lit, the way, the dialogue flowed, the way the scenes were shot, everything about that movie. Like I looked up what camera it was filmed on. I looked up, like locations. I looked up how like what techniques Quentin Tarantino uses, and that was like the movie that genuinely sparked the interest to create my own things. Because before I write for fun, but before that movie I had never thought of I can make my own stuff. And then that movie genuinely like lit a spark in me. So thank you, Quentin Tarantino. I love Kill Bill Volume 1. It's my favorite movie ever.
Yeah, I think that's so beautiful. I think for me, um, I'm gonna say this like you said, Interstellar is popular for a reason because it is absolutely phenomenal.
It
Um,
is.
and I think Interstellar is like it's one of the reasons that I think again like how you said like it kind of opened your mind up to like cinematography and filmmaking and all of that. I think that's what Interstellar did for me too. Both like creating wise and just like acting wise because I'm a DT, I'm an actress, yes, but I'm also a huge geek and nerd for like all things outer space and astronomy related. Interstellar was so interesting and so fascinating to me. And then also having like that deep like theme about love. I thought that was so so beautiful. The way they created like the different moments on the different planets and uh the at the end where they're no longer on Earth. Um those kinds of little things that they portrayed really inspired me when I create my own stories. That's why, like, for me, when I write my stories, it's really it really relates to like sci-fi, but also like I'm also inspired by like the cinematography, like you said, um, kind of like the color grading and the filmmaking, the shots, the angles, all of it is really fascinating.
What is your favorite genre and why?
I guess like combining um like sci-fi and like sci-fi I love combining like sci-fi and drama um and then I also like horror
Yes.
sometimes I love the movie Scream.
I have to agree with that. I think my two favorite genres are horror and romance. I really want to be a leading rom-com girl, so if you're a filmmaker and you need someone to be in your rom-com, here I am. My favorite genres, I agree, horror and romance. The only kind of things I watch. And then, we've talked so much about acting on this podcast. This entire, thing is about acting, but what do you do for fun outside of acting?
Okay, like I said, I love outer space and like black holes and stuff, so I like to
Which is
this is
so
very
cool.
this is very nerdy. I'm like a geek for this stuff, but I like to like watch YouTube videos like learning about that stuff. But also I'm a very, very creative person. So, I love to paint and draw and play my guitar and ukulele. Um, I think those things, allow me to express my creativity in different ways. I think music and painting help me do that in like different ways.
Differently.
So, yeah, and also traveling because who doesn't love traveling? But yeah.
And I agree. Outside of acting, I love to watercolor and like coloring books. It's super relaxing to me. It also helps me deal with my anxiety. Um, and so, yeah, I like to color, draw, paint, all that fun artistic stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not musically gifted in any way. So, there is no.
You can you can sing, say that. Say that you
um,
do it for me.
um, okay, I'll leave that in. I love singing. You'll never catch me releasing music. You will never catch me releasing music. But yeah, it's something that's like fun.
I'll make you.
Okay.
Okay, next question. What has been the most fun character for you to play?
The most fun character for me to play has definitely been Jess, young Jess in Prom Dates. She was so much fun. Like, I loved playing her because it's so different than who I am as a person, so I think it was so much fun. And just to have that much energy. I've never had that much energy in my life, but with her, I brought that much energy, and so that was really fun.
Yeah, I
What about
think
you?
yeah, I think for me, I think it's honestly like the characters that I bring to class. Um, just
Yes.
like playing those like dramatic characters, I think I just find a lot of joy, which is ironic, obviously, because it's sad and deep.
Yeah.
But I think it's just it's really fun. It comes naturally to me.
It is.
So
You play such a good angsty teen. I cannot wait for her angsty teen debut. Like
thank you.
she actually, you're so amazing. You are so
Thank
amazing.
you. You too. You too. Always. What kind of legacy, in film and TV do you want to leave behind? Um, and what kind of films do you want to be, a part of?
Yeah, I think the legacy that I want to leave is I want to tell stories that mean something. I just want to tell stories that resonate with me and with everybody that's a part of them. So I think that's the legacy that I want to leave. And then also I think the kind of films that I want to be in. I would love to be in a romance. I would love to be in a horror. I would also love to do films that touch on mental health. It's something that I've kind of struggled with and stuff like that, but it's something that I've overcome. And so I would love to write films that have like awareness for mental health and that depict them in a truthful way. So I think I would love to just write things that are true to, you know, people struggling, but that also spread awareness.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. I think for me, I've talked about this with people before, but to me, the reason that I do acting is not just, for my self fulfillment because I love it, but it's also because I want to create a character that the audience can relate to and have the potential to change their life in a positive way. Because I mean, think about it, like you create an hour 2 hour film about a person, a story, and you and your crew and castmates create this beautiful story, and then it goes out to the audience and they have the opportunity to see that love and the creativity that you put into it, and potentially be affected by it. And so I think that's just kind of the legacy that I want to leave behind. I want people to feel something and have resonate with the characters that I play. And then the films that I want to be a part of, again, like I would love to do something with Matthew McConaughey, because I love Matthew McConaughey. So yeah, I would want to do something deep and truthful, like a drama, but also horror, like a classic, like kind of like bringing back those like old 2000s
Yes.
rom-coms. That would be really fun. And then sci-fi. I feel like I have this range of genres that I want to be a part of. So yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And then, there are so many careers in the industry. We're both kind of wanting to break out into filmmaking and stuff like that. But if you could only have one career in film, what would it be and why?
Yeah, I feel like I would choose to do acting because I mean, I feel like that's always been like my dream and my passion. So, creating stories and characters and bringing them to life and um, you know, having, an audience relate and resonate to the characters is kind of, my goal. So, I would love to always have that. Yeah.
Um, for me, I think it'll always be acting. I think it'll always be acting. I would love to direct, I would love to produce, but I think I if I could pick any career in the film industry, it would be acting forever and always. Because I love being able to tell stories. I love being able to, step into the shoes of different people and different characters and um, just like get to be a bunch of different people. I think, especially for someone that has anxiety, it's so freeing to be able to like play these characters that are just so out there and it's not me and it's so much fun. So, definitely acting. Okay, and then last question. What is one part of your life that feels like a movie right now?
Honestly, just like being a teenager, I feel like that feels like a movie, hanging out with your friends, um, driving. I know that's like super, I know that's like not a huge thing, but like driving around with your friends, I feel like those kinds of moments feel like you're in a movie. Um, because, you grow up watching like these teenage movies and then
Yes.
all of a sudden you're living that life. So I think that definitely like being a teenager and spending time with my friends and hanging out, all of that just is is what feels like a movie.
I think I have to say the same. Like, being a teenager has made me feel like I'm in a movie. Like, I remember the other day, I was on the boat with all my friends, and me and one of my friends were on the back, and I remember just like looking over to her, and I literally just told her, I was like, there was like Katy Perry, like old 2000s music blasting on the boat with like the wind, and it was super sunny, and we were driving, and then it started to rain on us, and we were all like, it was all like 10 of us on the boat, and we were all like our hands up, like having so much fun dancing to the music. And I just remember looking over at her, and I was like, we're never gonna be 16, 17 on a boat again. Like, it will never be like this again. So just enjoy it. And it truly felt like I was in a film. And it
Yeah.
was like the most amazing moment. And I think also just being able to be grateful for those moments and romanticizing life is so fun.
I agree. For me, like during homecoming, me and my friends we were driving back home, and I remember like it was like night, and we were like blasting music and like blasting Addison Rae, and I remember like we
Yes.
took our hands out of like the sunroof, moon roof, sun moon roof,
Yeah.
um, and that was just like it was so wholesome. And I remember like the pool parties that we used to have, and just like just those moments. It's just like you'll never be so young. And I think sometimes I do channel like that those emotions into like whenever I get to play those kind of teenage characters. So yeah.
Yeah. Being a teenager is so fun. And if you're a teenager, romanticize it, act like you're in a movie, have so much fun doing it, because it can be something as simple as just driving windows down with your favorite, throwback songs playing. And that can feel like a movie. And take it in. Yeah, get a cheap digital camera and film everything. Me and my friend made a cute digital camera vlog, and the audio's so chopped, but it is the cutest vlog ever because of the way that it looks, and it's just us vibing, and you know, doing that every day, especially over the summer, it'll improve your mental health significantly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my advice. And kind of with that, the episode is done. And again, if you guys have any other questions or things you want to know, definitely let us know. And we're here. And yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed getting to know us and our journey as both, ourselves and actors. Thank you so much for watching, and
yeah,
we love you. Thank you.
yes. Bye.
Bye.